be they big or small. I eat a salad each and every day, whether it's made out of spinach, red lettuce, green lettuce, arugula, and my newfound love, kale. But lately, I've been finding myself crave more and more comforting foods, savory foods. And that's why tonight, I'm making a savory dinner for Jay and I. Watch what I do with chicken, spinach, mushrooms, and my savory comfort meal that's fit for a king, a queen, a prince, and a princess. Right? All right. Let's move on down to this chicken. You got that, Jay? Now these are chicken thighs. I'm putting sea salt, just old-fashioned salt and pepper, and paprika for color. I'm going to turn these bad boys over just so I can season the other side as well. I'm using all the salt and pepper in here, so don't worry. It's not going to be any cross contamination in my book. All right. So I'm going to put a little olive oil on each one. Did I mention that these bad boys, that this dinner that I'm making tonight is less than 600 calories? That's the beauty of it. Turn it all back over again. Trying to keep it portion control. So I'll put a little bit more olive oil in there. Okay. So, brush these off with the olive oil, nice and sparingly. And then these bad boys are ready for the pan. I'm going to place each one of these with the skin down. I'm going to put a nice sear on it before I put them in the oven. Now you don't want to crowd it up, because then they'll start to steam as opposed to get a crispy skin, and that's what we want. We want a crispy skin. So we're going to let it cook here for about 3 minutes, then I'm going to turn it off so it can cook on the other side. All right, so as you can see, it's nice and pretty and golden crispy. I'm taking the last bunch out of the oven, out of the pot. And I'm going to join them over here with the other. But before, now just so the potatoes and the chicken can get ready, be done at the same time, I'm going to put the potatoes in the oven. Put a little olive oil. I got these little baby Yukon potatoes, little sea salt. And some cracked pepper. I have baby Yukon and red baby potatoes, and I'll just wrap it up loosely. And these will go in the oven for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, along with the chicken for about the same amount of time, or until it reaches an internal temperature of 165. Now I'm going to make the sauce for the chicken. Now, normally, you don't have to transfer the chicken to another pan, but I chose to do that because I wanted to make the sauce right here in the pan. So I have about 1/2 of an onion here, along with 2 minced garlic, a rib of celery, and I'm using, wait a minute. And we're going to get all them good bits of flavor. And I'm using a pad of butter And as you can see, all that goodness from the chicken is coming up off the pan, okay? We're making the sauce to get that out of the way. We're going to sweat it. I'm going to add a little bit of flour. This is about 1/4 cup of flour. Normally, you add half, equal parts, put it that way, equal parts of fat to equal parts of flour. So, I'm putting a little bit of flour in there just so we could have a little thicker sauce. You know, remember at the beginning I said savory? Right. So you want to always cook your flour out because you don't want to taste it. So I got about 2 cups of chicken broth here that I'm going to just stir in here like so. I probably used about a cup. I'm going to use my whisk. Make sure we don't get any lumps. Don't want no lumps. And that's all to the sauce. I'll let this simmer until it becomes nice. All right, I got my little bit of olive oil in the pan with some butter. I'm putting my portobello mushrooms in here so they could get nice and it's like sauteed. Now I had a large portobello mushroom. If you don't have large portobello mushrooms and don't sweat the small stuff. Use a small one. Use the smaller ones of any type that you have. Or if you don't want mushrooms in your spinach, don't have them in your spinach. It's just as simple as that. Cooking is all about your taste and your flavor. So we're going to saute this down for a little while, and then I'll add the spinach in just a few minutes. I'm going to put a little bit of water in here because now I'm going to add my spinach. Spinach also holds a lot of water, but I want it to start steaming right away. And I didn't want to use a lot of oil, just so I could keep it down under, what did I tell you? Under 600 calories. That's a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Did I ever tell you that I never liked pepper before? That little can, remember that little metal can? I couldn't stand the taste of pepper, so I never used it, even as an adult. It wasn't until just recently, maybe 10 years ago, my husband used to use it all the time, cracked pepper, fresh cracked pepper, and I taste it. The difference is night and day. So I'm going to let this saute. I'm going to let my spinach saute, and you look at me while I hula hoop. We'll come back, and we'll check on the food. This is week 3 already of my squat challenge, where each week I add on an additional 10 squats, and I'm considering that a a set. So this is week 3. I've added on 10 more squats. Each day of this week, I'll be doing 30 squats. So here I am. I'm on my second set of 10 right now. This is my third and last set of 10. Got that chicken? And the potatoes are out the oven. I'm just going to nicely put each chicken thigh on my platter, like so. Get it out of the, I don't want it to lie in the grease. I'm going to put my pan over here. Keep it just, remember that beautiful sauce I made? Jay, you got it? You got it all the way down there, Jay?
Yeah.
All the way. With the onions, the celery, the garlic, and just a little bit extra. All right, what do you have here? The plate? Okay, this is my savory comfort meal that's fit for a king, a queen, a prince, and a princess. Bring it on down up to my face, Jay. I have to put on my napkin before I taste because I cannot afford to drip anything on my shirt. So I'll start off with my favorite vegetables, spinach and portobello mushroom. That's my perfect bite. You got it, Jay? So good. I don't know how I got just the right amount of seasonings in there. Now let me go to my tater. Just a little olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, old school. Moist. So far, it tastes way better than I expected. But for the star of the show, I'm going to taste a little piece of this chicken thigh. I wanted to keep the crust, or should I say skin, on the chicken crispy. That's how come I didn't put it in the pot. Because I could have put it in the pot with the gravy and let it get simmer, but I wanted to keep it as crispy as possible. So let me taste. This is so,
Going up at the...
I'm going to take a little bit of this potato and put it in this sauce. Give me a minute. I'm Teresa Ann Garrett Green Ford, but call me T. This is episode 27. And don't you ever forget, the new sexy is being healthy, baby.